Did you go to school?
I'm the first one.
No.
No. And President of Leon,
Yes.
7 o'clock? Yes. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please stay standing while we recognize those who have passed since our last meeting. Sandra L. Donahue. Kenneth L. Cook, Jr. Fire exits are right here. Don't go down the stairs or the elevator if there's a problem in the building during this meeting. Correspondence?
Actually, we do have a letter from Nadia and Oli Mata about the, short-term rental.
Right.
That'll be entered into the.
Yeah, that was discussed by the town board. Okay, and then, is there any concerns?
No, we haven't.
All right, at this time of the meeting, is it really 7:05 or no?
No, we got
No.
3 minutes. 2
Okay.
minutes.
So at the present time, we have petitioners' time. If anybody that's on Zoom or in the audience, if you want to talk. What's going to happen probably, because we do have to go to a public hearing. We can revisit the petitioners towards the end of the meeting. So if somebody wants to come up?
I do. Hi, I'm Poppy Campbell-Reese. I live at 7532 Savory 52, directly where Milk Road ends into 52. And I've gotten 50 signatures on a petition to oppose putting the landfill on Milk Road. And I've gone to all the neighbors. Everybody's very much opposed to it. I also talked to people who are landowners in the area, and they've called the UCRRA and are also very much opposed to it. And some of them said they will not sell, but Mark Ryder has said to them, well, I don't need all your land. So I don't know where it stands, but I'm going to continue to fight this and to write letters. I sent my letter to all the legislators and to all the members of the UCRRA. So I'm starting to hear back from people. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you for doing that, Poppy. Jackie, would we want to enter that petition into our minutes?
Yes. I have a copy of it, but yes.
Oh, do you have the originals?
Yes, the original.
Okay, then I'll take, if you,
It's the letter with all the names on
okay, perfect. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Bobby. And for the record, I do have, I believe, another 25 from the people on Brown Road that we'll put into the record. Mr. Carlson came and delivered these. So at this point, these are the ones that the town has in possession. If anybody else that's from the Brown Road area or the Milk Road area wants to sign a petition, they can come and sign the existing ones and add to it. Is that appropriate? All right. Anybody else? No?
7:05.
Okay. Hank, you gotta sit down. Sorry, we gotta do the public hearing first, Hank.
I can speak. I don't know. I can't hear that well. Am I out of order?
Yeah, well, we were gonna do a public hearing, but go ahead. Come on.
All right, on behalf of the banner committee, I'd like to thank town highway supervisor for getting those banners up. And the committee, rest of the committee's not here. And on behalf of the town of Wawarsing, Ellenville, VFW, Veterans of Foreign Wars, I'd like to thank you for approving the grant to help us purchase things for our group, our commission. Thank you. Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Hank. All right, as I stated, we can go back to the petitioners that sometime during the meeting here, but we have to do a public hearing. public hearing is the continuation of, the purpose of the public hearing is to receive input and comments from the public regarding short-term rental local law.
Make a motion.
Well, it's not a motion, we're just opening it, right? Vote.
You can make a motion on it.
Okay, second. Joe seconded it, no. First. Yeah, do that. So anybody that's on Zoom or in the audience now, if you have any comments? That would be a good time to do it.
But we should note for the record, we did receive that 2-page letter, I believe it was, and that we include that in the record for this public hearing from the
Right.
Ole and
Not yet.
not even.
And reviewed, discussed by the board. And flat some of the planning board members. So,
And I just want to say as well, I think that the letter in summation basically is asking, why are we doing this if there is not an issue with this in our community, with short-term rentals in our community now? And my personal response is that we need to do something before a remote board like, the county or the state hands down to us a requirement of a law regarding short-term rentals. As an example, in the local law that we've drafted here, and are considering, we found a way to allow a certain percentage of multifamily dwellings to participate in short-term rental. We do allow additional dwelling units after a certain amount of time. We are not establishing a cap on the percentage of units that can be for short-term rentals that can exist within our community. We continue to push back against other remote boards who don't understand our community, trying to put a cap of 2% on essentially just single-family homes. Completely removing multifamily from the consideration, permanently banning ADUs from being leveraged as a short-term rental, and permanently banning multifamily dwellings from being leveraged for short-term rental. So I think it's important that we do something now, considering that we are the folks that understand what our community needs, versus these remote boards.
and there should be, I think we've mentioned from the beginning, the health and safety of the community, the individual businesses should be monitored for the safety of the community. Town's not making money on this, it's actually spending money. So, come on up to the podium.
So I haven't had a chance to read this in depth. I saw part of it before and there was a lot of good things in here. And I just want to reiterate that being a restaurant owner in town, I rely heavily on Airbnbs, and being here in business for 21 years, I've seen this influx of, starting when Airbnb started, 2010, 2012, 2013, of all these new guests that started showing up into my restaurant. And to realize that I can really capitalize and network with Airbnb hosts, plus I do some hosting myself. But like my restaurant is significantly busier because of short-term rentals, and it's really a positive thing. Today I stocked a refrigerator at a house for $400, everything from eggs to spinach to steaks and everything that they're gonna grill. We do a lot of catering, we send chef services to Airbnbs. I offer my wine service, my wine tour business to Airbnbs. If I'm hosting the property, I offer complimentary wine tastings at my restaurant to get people in the door. So it's just been a huge significant impact. And I see some exciting other projects that are coming up in the area too. That's really exciting. So I just want to say this, Airbnb short-term rentals are a home run for us. But I think safety is super important. I know in my property, I get the name of everybody checking in. I get their cars, and some people give me hesitance. They say, I'm sorry, it's for insurance. And the town likes to know that I've collected everybody's information in case there's a security issue. And everybody's like, oh, okay, that's fine. But I think everything needs to be done safely, fire inspections. I don't mind paying a fee for this, and to preserve the integrity of the short-term rentals, because some hosts are kind of sketchy and shady, and some properties aren't up. And I think as a community doing this, and we really need to do it right and make sure that we are being represented right and have safe properties and good hosts and a good community and network everybody so the business is coming into town here. So
Yeah, actually, as you said, it helps your business.
helps my business a lot. I employ cleaners, landscapers into my houses. And it's just, it's a win-win, so that's all I have to say about this, so.
Thank you.
Thank you, Marcus.
Anyone else in the audience, want to discuss this specific topic?
Make a motion to close.
Bill makes a motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
All right, that's not a,
Nope.
not a roll call, it's a. All in favor?
Aye.
So it's 4 and 1 absent. Mr. Macheda's not here.
So if you want to, you can vote to adopt it now. I didn't prepare a resolution, but it would be by resolution. We do need to overrule by a vote of 4. So it has to be unanimous tonight, because we only have 4 members, to overrule the county's recommendations. That is our recommendation.
I make the motion to adopt
And to override.
and to override the county.
Mandatory recommendation.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'll
It's
draft
a
up a
resolution,
resolution
so it's a
tomorrow,
roll
next
call
day,
vote.
to fill in the blank.
So it's a resolution, roll call vote?
Yes.
Okay, so Joe?
Aye.
Johnny?
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
I vote aye, and we have 1 absent. Which is a super majority. Resolution Town Board by resolution authorizes the town clerk to advertise for sealed bids for the Fort Bend service area, water main extension. PB bid 01 and Fort Bend service area, local road water distribution mains of bid 2 in support of the Wawarsing Water District.
I make the motion.
Seconded.
Bill makes the motion and Joe seconds it. It's a roll call vote.
Aye.
Johnny?
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
And it's 4-0 with 1 absent.
There, you want to see putting petitioners, just because we kind of had to flip flop with the.
If anybody wants to, we'll open prior to going to the first agenda item. If anybody has any concerns, petitioner wise, that. You know, that you're concerned about, just step up and make some comments to us and we'll listen to you. And if there isn't any, there's,
Might not be.
okay. All right.
John?
So this is John Galvaris, our county legislator. Yes. That represents, where do you represent, John? Ellenville or Hoxton?
Ellenville, the downtown Napanock, and actually the right side of the reservoir, Wawarsing, and a small portion of Bronxton.
Right.
And I am actually here with the legislator hat on. Supervisor, I think you received a notice today from the county that there is a grant program for AEDs for youth programs and camps.
Yes, I think I got it yesterday.
Yeah, so the town is not eligible, neither is the school, no municipalities are, but these are for groups like the soccer league that exists, any 501c3s.
Right.
These are for those groups to apply $5,000 towards purchasing AEDs for youth sports activities and in camps. I don't think we have any other camps going on in the town other than our program, but I know we have a lot of other youth programs. If there's some way you could spread the word to the ones that use them
Is
in park,
Little League,
they would
eligible?
they're 501, yeah, I think they're not for profit, so I think they would.
So how does the grant process work? Is it a 100-0, 80-20?
No, it's 100%. It's up to $5,000 for AEDs, and I mean, depending on the model,
That's fantastic.
they're a lot less than $5,000 to purchase them. So, you know, depending on the size of the program, they may be able to get more than one need, you know.
Yeah, so what kind of total number of dollars is?
$250,000 total throughout the county for AEDs.
Yes, then that makes us have a good chance to get some of that.
Yeah, and training is for the most part free out there. I know our rescue squad here now, but we do free training for AED and CPR. The hospital does trainings. There's a lot of places that you get training for free. So the equipment is the most expensive part. So you can spread the word to anybody who uses Lebanon Park, any of the organized groups. I've already forwarded on to some of the ones that use the Burn Road Park. So hopefully we can
Soccer
get-
league or?
softball league.
yeah, I forwarded on to Deb Bradford.
Thank you. Very good, John.
Thank you so much, John.
Well, let's go to the, there is no budget modifications, correct?
No.
So we're gonna go to number two, the approved bills as audited. We have three signatures. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Bill and Joe make the motions, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that's passed. Town board to accept the minutes of the July second audit and regular meeting, the July tenth, July eighteenth, July twenty-second workshop.
I'll move 3 through 6.
Second.
Matty makes a motion for 3 through 6, Bill seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion is carried. Number 7, town board to approve the invoice in the amount of $10,615 for Oric, Harrington, and Sutcliffe LLP for professional services rendered related to the issuance of $9.1 million bond anticipation note for the new highway garage.
So moved. Second.
Bill makes a motion, Joe seconds it, all in favor? Motion's carried. Town board to approve the payment invoice 23-2702-14 in the amount of $16,453.43 to Diller Engineering, DPC, for the town of Wawarsing Highway Garage.
So moved. Second.
Bill makes a motion, Joe seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. Town board to authorize the supervisor to execute change order number 4 for Aero Plumbing and Heating, Inc. to draw down from 50,000 allowance per specification, section 012100, section 3.3.A2 for modifications requested for Delaware Engineering to complete the construction of the new building. The amount of the drawdown is $5,616.42. The remaining balance of the allowance will be $34,610.17.
So moved.
John makes the motion, Joe seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. Town board to authorize or to approve the invoice in the amount of $1,162.01 to Smith's Wholesale Inc. for the purchase of two horsepower, 230-volt, one-phase discharge manual grinder pumps for the Cohasset sewer plant.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second. Joe makes that motion and John seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. Town board to approve the payment number 6 in the amount of $22,892.73 to H.L. Stroud Excavating Inc. for the Wawarsing Water District Local Roads WWDB bid number 10.
So moved. Second.
Johnny makes the motion, Bill seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. Number 12. Town board to authorize the supervisor to execute the agreement between the town of Wawarsing and Roars Construction Inc. for the reconstruction of the tennis courts and the basketball courts at Burn Road Park.
So moved.
Second.
Bill makes a motion, John seconds it with enthusiasm.
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
That motion is carried. Number 13, town board to approve Renee Oldenek, sole assessor, to attend the 2024 New York Assessors Association Fall Conference on September 23rd to the 26th at the Woodcliff Hotel and Spa, Fairport, New York. The cost for it is $200. The cost of the hotel expenses is $477. Cost for the meals is $396. 90% of the cost will be reimbursed through ORPS. The town vehicle will be used for transportation.
So moved.
Second.
John makes the motion, Bill seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
The motion is carried. 14, town board to approve the following adjustments for the town of Wawarsing Recreation Department. Keller's farm expense goes from $1,600 to $1,695.
So moved.
Second.
Bill makes the motion, John seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. 15, town board to approve the release of remaining money that's being held in the escrow in the amount of $97.50 to Ms. Digna Sanchez from her planning board application. This is per the recommendation of the building department and a letter dated July 30th, 2024.
So moved.
Second.
Bill makes a motion, Joe seconds it, all in favor? Aye. Motion's carried. Town board authorizes supervisor to execute cash bond agreement for South Hill subdivision in the amount of $225,885. Per the recommendation of town planning board and as reviewed by Mary Lou Christiana and William Kyer.
So moved.
Second.
John makes the motion, Bill, all in favor?
Aye.
The motion's carried. Okay, this time, Tony, you've been doing a lot of paving still?
you know, a lot of pavers. My biggest concern, people, leave it sign. Nobody will buy. I mean, we get people out there working, it's hot. People don't pay attention at all. Once we have cops, they get people tickets. So what they put signs up, road closed. What they do, drive around a sign, drive up and brand new blacktop. I mean, it's terrible. And the other thing is, people started to dump tires again along the road. I'd like to catch these guys, and I wish the board would deal with some. We picked up 10 of them here the other day. They just threw them off.
All in the same area?
Yeah. All in the same area.
Well, that is an issue because just driving into Ellenville from 52 in Gurdell Park, I drove by there today and there's a huge garbage bag of something on the guardrail.
It was a huge cushion of some.
Is that what it was?
Yeah. Gray one, right there by North Old Greenfield Road.
Well, if it's the highway department or the building department catches somebody dumping the highway superintendent and they're head of the building department authorized to issue citation. We have a littering ordinance. I realize they're probably most of done at midnight.
All kinds of.
So, difficult to catch people, but we do have an ordinance, and that's just a question.
Well, to Tony's point there, I'm also gonna bring up something that has come to my attention and other people's attention, and I've got a couple complaints recently about the overlook, going up the mountain. There's 3 overlooks. And the one with the hot dog truck on it, especially, but the other 2 are still part of the issue. Not part of the issue, but part of the situation. Is that there are a group of people that are in large trucks with large mufflers that are ripping up the highway. And also they are throwing what appears to be garbage or what drinks, glasses, bottles over the guardrail. To the point of, I'm mostly on weekends, but it doesn't really, I guess there's really no specific times, but it's, reaching out to the reach out to the DOT and also the state troopers. I talked to one of the state troopers recently, yesterday. And intend to discuss it with, Troop F. Because it's really something that shouldn't be happening. So Tony? I'm good. Okay, Mr. Brown.
So I was off for the last meeting, so I didn't have the opportunity to thank the 4th of July committee for an outstanding job for the parade, the fireworks, all the other things that they do. Also for the volunteers who volunteered to do traffic control on that day to alleviate some of the village's expense for police officers directing traffic. And I didn't have the opportunity to thank the local fire departments who came to our rescue with getting the pool filled for the recreation department. And a lot of people volunteered their days off to come and do that for us, and that was really appreciated. Recreation camp, we have 11 days remaining. Been there numerous times, and children seem to be having an outstanding summer of recreation. Tomorrow's the masquerade party. Another instance of the village and the town working together. We met with Mayor Trent and Manager Auerbach and Mike Jetter at the Burn Road Park today to discuss the and also a gentleman whose family is looking to donate playground equipment for that park. So we had a meeting with him, gave him some brochures, and he's going to be forwarding some ideas to us of what type of equipment that he would like to donate. And we'll be hopefully adding to the Farm Road Park. We've gotten the bids back, and we've awarded it for the reconstruction of the basketball courts and the tennis courts. So that'll be moving forward, and that'll eat up our $400,000 worth of grant money and money that the village and the town had to supply. And thank you to the highway department for Blacktop and Fordmore Road there, and Bank Road, and all the other jobs that you've done. That's all I have.
On to me. Good evening, everyone. The Parks and Trails meeting last Thursday. There is a need for someone who lives in the town to join the Parks and Trails Board. They are down one board member. So if public's recreation space is your thing, your interest, please do consider reaching out to the Parks Commission about sitting on that board. They are in need of an additional member. Additionally, we do have several applications, but we are always in need of trail stewards, especially with the rail trail that's now connecting all the way from Ellenville into Ackworth and through the rest of the trail to Kingston. People who are able to walk the trail, help us pick up, ensure it's safe and clean for folks to utilize is really important. There's some additional training certification if you're interested in helping us with chainsaw licensing to help chainsaw any trees that fall. Something that is really important for us to be able to continue to leverage that trail. I know there was a great ribbon cutting that you went to on Friday, Terry.
Yeah, in Accord,
Yeah.
which was actually for the town's projects that the county ARPA funding was funding, and also Accord. Or Radcliffe.
Yeah.
It's a nice day.
Yeah, absolutely. It's great that that trail is open and accessible for folks. You know, as they and eventually, hopefully, all the way down to Worksboro as well. So, like I said, need a board member, need trail stewards if you're interested. You can pick up application for trail stewards from the town clerk's office as well. This last weekend was the Borscht Belt Festival. Thank you to the Borscht Belt Museum for hosting that festival. Thousands of people came across a 2-day event, Saturday and Sunday. On Sunday, there were even 2 coach buses of over 120 people that came and stopped to see the museum, as well as a street fair that was happening and several comedy shows. So thank you to the community for also supporting that. And to the individuals who helped put that on and draw more attention to Wawarsing and Ellenville and the great history that's here. And that's it, all that I have for today.
All right, thanks, John.
You bet.
Thanks, John. Not much to report this week, just some small updates, really concerning with the Wawarsing Water District. It's been up and running on its own now for a couple of weeks. And I'm glad it has, because we were working out some of the smaller kinks, mainly running automatically. The antenna that's at the station and the antenna at the water housing down by Tony, they aren't quite communicating, so they're realigning it, gonna raise the antenna, working on some things that end. Again, wouldn't know about it until we had the levels to read. Was one more reason I'm glad this is up and running. Working on some backwashing issues, again, just troubleshooting, but it's up and running, and happy to report. That's all I have for tonight. Oh, and Johnny mentioned a great event we just got done with, and next weekend is the Blueberry Festival. So hopefully everyone can make it down to support, and it should be another great event for our area.
And Chris, there is going to be a dedication shortly.
There is,
Yeah.
because this is getting.
Joe assures us. But Cassie did too, but
The seasons are getting rusty, you know, we can.
But our Julys have, it's not gonna be July, it was supposed to be July last year, July this year, we're into August now, so. But it's coming.
Thanks, Bill.
We're around third base going home,
Slowly.
if you're a baseball player.
But surely,
All right, so I'd like to thank John Gabaris and Greg Lopez and Chris Hewitt. I haven't spoken to Chris as extensively as I have with John Gabaris and Craig Lopez with regard to the opposition to the landfill. Also, at the last meeting, the town board received and looked over an opposition document, which is very well written. That includes an introduction, environmental concerns, public health and safety, economic and social impact, alternative solutions, legal and regulation issues, concerns in aqua management, adoption of New York State solid waste management, and a conclusion. So it's very well put together. And we appreciate that from a resident. On Route 52, I think it's up on Mark Road. So, preparing for the 2025 budget, we usually get going August and September and have our 3 phases of that budget process and finalize it in the first week or so of November. Discussing the Borscht Belt Museum situation, there was an unveiling of it's not really a plaque, it's a
Historical marker.
historical marker on this far side of the building, just on the blacktop right there. That was unveiled by Evan, Trent, and Aaron, myself. Ruben actually put together the that presentation that night. I thought he did a very good job with that. You know, maybe we could have had a different type of cover for the unveiling, but I think it was the intention of doing it, which was maybe his intention, but all in all, I think some of the recognition and conversations and speeches were well presented, and then it's nice to see that museum is adding things, you know, day by day or month by month. It was a great era that in the Catskills, if anybody is as old as both of us. So, we're talking about what the activities that they had for that. This Rachel Feinstein, the comedian, was unbelievably excellent. I guess she's an actress and a comedian, and she did a fantastic job at the Shadowland Theater. My wife and I were just laughing, couldn't stop. And then at 12:30 on Saturday, they had was a comedian that emceed, Jen Metzger speaking, then Elliot, and then myself. But I went there and was told that we were just going to tell a joke, and they were going to provide the joke. Well, I asked the comedian for the joke, and he goes, "I didn't prepare for that." I basically
Gave it a shot.
I basically just came up with that was something to the effect of, "My wife, take my wife. No, please take my wife." So that was a Rodney Dangerfield conversation or joke over the years, and then my wife was in the audience, and I was begging her, "Please, I don't mean that."
Chris, don't put that in the paper.
Said I'd take her away.
I know, I heard that.
She seemed quite willing,
You
so
were actually, I don't know where you were in the line, but other people said the same thing.
well, I was right there.
But anyway, the fact of the matter is, it was very well received. A lot of people here on Saturday, right?
A lot, yeah.
Sunday was even,
Probably equal on Sunday. So I think the estimate last year was right around 3,000 people. And I think that they're thinking that it was closer to 4,000 this year in total between the 2 days. Don't quote me on that. Ask Andrew Jacobs, please.
He has a higher number.
He has a higher number than that? We love that. Great.
so at that point, without any more town business, we.
Apologies, I do need to, a motion for executive session not to reconvene for litigation.
Okay,
Sorry.
And note what happened to me.
Not to reconvene.
Okay.
All right, thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.
Mr. Wawarsing will be staying with us for that conversation.
Thank you, Bobby.